Hello people, I'm the anime hero and I review anime so you can enjoy it. And unfortunately today I have to use the microphone since Sasuke wanted this to be live. But anyways. Yeah, so I apologize in advance for the sound of it. The DBCC night chills was Frieza's defeat. Originally I was gonna go for Frieza getting cut in half, but it's the overall ending scene that I actually like for some reason. Right now I'm watching it and, well, I have to say, like, before I did this video, I decided to watch all the versions I've seen it from. Since I originally saw DragonBallZ in Spanish with the Japanese soundtrack, it was quite a different experience for me. But then again, it's a different experience for you guys saw it with the Bruce Faulkner soundtrack. And, like, the part I personally like the most is actually the Kai version. One reason is because I noticed something in the original DragonBallZ that Frieza's defeat took 2 freaking episodes. Yeah, like, one episode was just Goku fighting against Frieza, then Frieza gets cut in half, and then the episode ends with him giving the energy. Then in the next episode, we just stall around for Frieza and Goku talking for a bit, like, what's going on Earth? With Gohan, Piccolo like, is Dad coming back? And Vegeta's like, being an asshole there, but... or better yet, when King Kai, like, is Goku gonna make it out? Like, but I don't know. It's that basically then... Until the end of the episode, Goku finally, like, shoots at Frieza, and the episode finally ends after 2 freaking episodes. Then after that, it will be the 3rd episode, which, what was it? It'll be the 3rd episode with Goku just trying to escape Planet Namek, and then the episode ends with it exploding, if I remember correctly. I don't know. Other difference I noticed about this scene is the music playing. I mean, every different version, even the original Japanese Kai version, had different songs playing, and I still in all 4 of them. I was like, wow. But I gotta admit, I do like every single scene the way it's performed, although I just kind of wish it was trimmed down a bit, like the way the Kai was. Like, I don't have to spend 2 episodes waiting for Frieza to be defeated and then having to forward, like, get to the part. But anyways, let's see. What do I like about the scene? Well, besides the fact that it was the hardest villain to take down at the time, and he's finally on the ground, like, freaking groveling and begging to be spared, while Goku just, like, being the good-hearted person he is, he apparently does so. But, I don't know, something about the scene is what I really like. Originally, I was gonna go for Frieza being chopped in half, since that was the most violent thing I've ever seen since I was a kid, but... I don't know exactly how to put this to words, honestly. I guess the fact is just... bringing it down to it, just bare and simple. Just go play, I mean, I'm not sure what I really liked about this scene. I suppose that it's all plain and simple, just the greatest hero being the greatest villain. I guess it also has to do with the fact that they're so opposite to each other, being Goku being so kind-hearted while Frieza's being merciless. I don't know, I just love to see the fact that he's letting the enemy live, but then Frieza's taunting him back. This is just kind of, this is only beneficial to your foe. Of course, Goku feels confident enough that he can beat him afterwards, but I'm not really sure. Screw this, I can't do it like this. I apologize for all that crap and self-critique, but I wanted everyone to know I prefer working off camera. And only work on camera for quick gags. Anyways, what I was trying to say is I really enjoyed the ending of this fight since Frieza was a frickin' titan, taking numerous attacks and seemed unkillable, until Goku becomes Super Saiyan and finally puts the legendary enemy of the Saiyans to rest, or so we thought, when he returned as Mecha Frieza. But anyways, I really like this scene due to their conflicting personalities are demonstrated here in this small conversation. Goku is kind-hearted and gives Frieza a chance to live, while Frieza, being cold-hearted, mocks Goku's kindness and I quote, "It only serves to help your foe." We all know how the rest goes, with Frieza being impatient and easily tempered, wastes his energy to attack Goku and is immediately defeated. I pretty liked this scene because I felt this, or it was supposed to be Goku's biggest battle, and it mostly has since no other fight in DBZ had a battle with a timer, where lava, hurricanes, thunderstorms, and tsunamis were raging all across the planet. It had a very ominous atmosphere to it, especially when the sun is no longer visible, since it is hindered by the crimson black sky.
Hi guys, it's the Walk-In 00 Dead here. Red Ribbon Army t-shirt, my Shenron New Era cap. It's time to talk about my favourite moment in Dragon Ball Z. This is really hard for me because there's so many moments. I'm a massive Dragon Ball Z fan, but I have to pick it from like the whole Namek, like Frieza saga, where Frieza fights Goku. So, my favourite moment has to come from episode 91, which is from season 3, and it's called Embodiment of Fire. This is pretty much when Frieza has essentially won the fight. You know, he's won the battle against Goku, and he's basically, you know, playing with him, slapping him about, you know, having monkey jokes at him, and he basically starts to drown Goku, and Goku starts to like hallucinate, and he has like this vision of, you know, like Chi-Chi, of Gohan, of basically everyone on Earth, and you know, that he's let everyone down because Frieza's come, and you know, he kills Goku and he kills everybody, and you know, this awakens Goku's like inner strength that he can't let down all of his loved ones, and he can't let down the planet Earth, and he has to defeat Frieza, no matter even if Frieza's a million times stronger than Goku, he has to beat him. And he just does this massive like Kaioken like times 30 against like Frieza, and that's pretty much my favourite moment. It always, you know, gives me massive goosebumps in that fight. I mean, I would pick the whole Frieza versus Goku fight or the whole Namekian saga, but I can't. I have to pick one moment, and it has to be then, because it gives me like chills and goosebumps when Goku's just powering up in Kaioken, and he has that like really sort of like dark and creepy like vision of everyone being killed. It was absolutely amazing. DragonBallZ for the win.
How's it going, guys? Zoro Fanboy124 here, and I'm here today to talk about my favorite DBZ moment of all time. And without a doubt, my favorite DBZ moment of all time is when Vegeta sacrificed himself against Majin Buu, and it was just an amazing moment for me personally. Vegeta's my favorite character, and that was his best moment in my opinion. It was the first time, according to Piccolo, that Vegeta ever did something for anybody other than himself. And, you know, it was just a very touching moment because, you know, he had his whole speech with Trunks and Goten before, when Goten and Trunks really wanted to fight Majin Buu and help Vegeta out, you know, but Vegeta just basically takes them out and to, you know, and for their own benefits in order to save them. And, you know, it's very sad, you know, Vegeta going over and saying to Trunks, take care of your mom, you know, like, I love you and all these crazy things. You don't expect that from fucking Vegeta, you know, it's Vegeta of all people. Just his progression in general has been amazing from the beginning of the series up until that moment. And it was even a better moment because he was fighting with Goku just a little bit before that, after he went under Babidi's magic because he wanted to become stronger and forget about his family. But then after all of that, he finally realizes, he's like, no, you know what, my family is more important than my vengeance, or, you know, whatever feud I have with Goku, Kakarot, and, you know, it's more important than having the Saiyan race on my shoulders for the most part. So that was an amazing moment that he actually chose family over, you know, fighting and, you know, just vengeance and all that stuff. So overall, it makes Vegeta's moment where he sacrificed himself all that more epic. I mean, it would have been a lot better if he actually killed Majin Buu, honestly. But with that being said, it was still an amazing moment, and, you know, the explosion was really badass and cool looking, and the music playing was just amazing. And, you know, with him saying, I'm going to blow you into the wind, and just being all boss, you know, just like Vegeta does, and blowing himself up, it was my favorite moment of all time. I was like, yes, that's why you're my favorite character. You're a boss.
What's up, everybody? Stylish War Panda, the stylish panda of the Green Clan, and I'm here to bring you, like with the other members as well, our favorite Dragon Ball moment. Now, since we can only really talk about one, I had a really hard time thinking about this since I haven't watched Dragon Ball in so long, but I just remember so many bits, like with Trunks cutting Cell down, or like Vegeta Final Flash. But there's one that I personally remember from my childhood that I thought was awesome, and that is Piccolo doing the Hell Zone 5 grenade attack, which I believe he did on Android 17. I believe it was either Android 17, and it just looked awesome when I saw it. Like, he just summoned so many spears of light, like, and it just came down all together at once to cause a big, massive attack that they couldn't avoid, which was like just a great attack. Mainly because it's Piccolo in the end of the day. I mean, the biggest, greenest badass we've seen. Honestly, he was just a great character. I mean, why didn't I choose Special Being Canon? I don't know. However, I just have a very fond childhood of just remembering that special attack. That special attack in its own. But I'm going to leave it now to the next Green Clan member. So from me, I'm being Stylish War Panda. Hope to hear from what the other Green Clan members have to say about this. And before I even go, I have to leave you with this. Strike like a panda, sayonara, and I leave it up to you guys.
What's up, what's up? 5 Reverse Blade Bond Cap 5. Check out my channel if you haven't. So, you know, This is hard. A favorite Dragon Ball Z moment? Oh my goodness. There's just countless things in this series that's happened that I love. And I'm even including the movies, man. There's just some epic moments in the movies too. So it was hard for me to choose. I had to think for a while, had to contemplate, and what I came up with is Goku and Piccolo versus Raditz. This fight to me, it really stands out, and it sets up the entire series as a whole. You just learn so much in this one fight. You know, first you start off with Raditz. He's a Saiyan, and Goku's a Saiyan too. Mind blown, just learning all kinds of shit. And then Goku and Piccolo got to team up to fight this guy. And they're fighting Raditz, and Raditz is beating the shit out of him. He's just whooping him. Piccolo comes out with a special beam cannon. Raditz dodges it. Now, in I went and checked out a dub version, and I didn't remember this, but Piccolo says that was at the speed of light, and he dodged it. Now, I don't know if this version's got a different dub, but if they're already dodging the speed of light at this part of the series, what the hell? That's why I love Dragon Ball Z. But you know, of course that doesn't hit, and they're still getting beat up, and Goku does the tricky, sneaky little girl move and grabs his tail. You know, freezes him, drops him to his knees. But of course, Goku, being the naive person he is, he lets him go, and Raditz just gets up and starts mopping him again. It's about to be game over. Boom! Spaceship explodes. Gohan flies out with a headbutt, cracks Raditz's chest all up, just whoops him, just hurts him. And you're like, what? And that's when you know Gohan's about to be really strong. Just loved that part. I just love this fight. And then, you know, for the conclusion, Goku comes up behind Raditz, puts him in like the full Nelson or whatever that is. And Piccolo just charges up and he hits him with a special beam cannon right through the chest, kills Raditz and kills Goku. And it just sets up the rest of the series for all the epic things to come. I absolutely love this scene. So I gotta pick it. It's my favorite moment in Dragon Ball Z. Now let's go to our next member of the Green Clan.
Greetings, Green Clan members. I am 301 Merlina Boss, sometimes known as Manduke, and otherwise just known as Merlin. I'm basically the character analysis guy. That's kind of my speciality on the Green Clan, and just what I do with my channel. I discuss other things like, of course, other anime-related topics like anime reviews, and also comic book discussions and things in entertainment in general. I believe the purpose of this video today is to discuss my favorite moment in Dragon Ball Z. And this was kind of tough for me because there are a lot of moments in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z that I really enjoy. It's a series that really has a special nostalgic meaning for me because, well, it's one of the series that really got me into anime, obviously, as it did many other people. And it really is one of my favorites still to this day. There are a lot of great scenes and a lot of great moments. It really was very difficult to pick out one. But I guess the one I'd go for is basically Kami and Piccolo being united again. And the reason for this is because I think that for the character of Piccolo, and Kami as well in a way, it was kind of like coming full circle. Because when Piccolo was introduced, he was essentially the evil half of this nameless Namekian. This being who wanted to actually do great things and watch over Earth and take on this massive responsibility, but he couldn't. So he purged all the evil from his body, but it manifested into something truly horrible that he couldn't control. And this kind of, evolved into the battle with Goku and, the killing of King Piccolo and then him being reborn, or him having a son, which was Piccolo, who kind of inherited all those negative issues and anger over basically, being killed and wanting revenge against Goku and against Kami because he was inherently evil. But through his experiences with Gohan and his growth as a character, respecting Goku, he kind of found that vengeance wasn't the only thing to live for, basically. And Piccolo uniting with Kami was kind of that final culmination of the story arc where he was able to let go and actually move on. He was able to, basically get over his grudges and reunite with himself. It's basically just about a man finally coming to terms with himself and embracing the good and the bad and actually overcoming it and doing something completely good. And when Piccolo just united with Kami and they fused together and Kami just said goodbye to Mr. Popo, you know what, my time is done. Piccolo's ready to do this now. And they just sensed that there was something even greater than the androids, and they went down to face Cell. And I just really love that scene where Kami and Piccolo, newly united, just look back at Mr. Popo, and he goes, "I must go." And then he just kind of flies off, and Corrin's like thinking to himself, "Goodbye, old friend." And he's a newly formed person. He's let all the past go. He's got to start again, be the hero that he should be, and take his place as one of Earth's greatest champions. And it's just kind of showing the transition of one time, beginning of something new, as he goes down to face Cell. And the battle following that was just awesome. The newly formed Kamikolo, or whatever you want to call him, the nameless Namekian, versus Cell was just amazing. And I just really love that full culmination of Piccolo's story arc. He's always been one of my favorite characters, and I would say he probably is my favorite character in Dragon Ball Z. But yeah, that's my favorite moment, and that's pretty much all I got for you today. This is 301 Merlino Boss, a.k.a. Merlin, signing off. Check out my channel, support the Green Clan, and peace. DBZ for life, yo!
Hey you guys, what's up? This is DragonBallZ here. Pretty much, this is just me coming together with the rest of the Green Clan members, telling you guys pretty much my reasons, or not really reasons, but some of my favorite moments from Dragon Ball Z. Now, for me, Dragon Ball Z is kind of hazy. I should watch it more often, but to me, Dragon Ball Z, it was okay, but I don't really feel like watching it too often. But it's really is a pretty good series. A lot of great moments. I mean, it's pretty much defined a lot of the shonen genre of anime, or like the whole fighting genre of anime. I mean, pretty much everybody has seen it. And I think, if I had to pick any moment from Dragon Ball Z that I probably remember the most, there's two of them. First one being, Krillin. Yeah, Krillin. When he finally mastered the Destructo Disc. I thought that was pretty intense. After the first time I saw it, I was like, man, that's the one thing I remember the most, because almost all of the attacks in Dragon Ball Z beforehand had pretty much been like some kind of blast attack or something like that, or some kind of beam cannon or whatever. But this was the first attack that was actually like some kind of disc that could like freaking cut people in half and everything. First time we tried it, he missed, but he did nick Nappa's face, like on the side, like, "You cut my beautiful face." But it was pretty hilarious. I still remember that. I remember that, and the first time Kid Trunks, and I think I can't remember his name. I know it was Goku's son, the youngest one. Goten, I think, yeah. Him and Trunks fused together to create Gotenks. I remember, to me, that was like really, really amazing. To me, that's one of my favorite fusions in Dragon Ball Z. Just remembering that. Remember, he went, I think he was level 3. I think he was the first one in Dragon Ball Z, if I'm not mistaken, to go level 3. Or I mean, even for a fusion, first one to go level 3. And I remember he was so cocky and arrogant, but that's what made him hilarious and memorable, and until he got absorbed and everything. But yeah, still for the most part, those are pretty much the two main things from Dragon Ball Z that I remember the most. The intense build up that led to the Destructo Disc, and the very arrogant and cocky yet actually skillful Gotenks. Alright guys, I'll catch you guys later.
Hello guys, it's Sasuke Dragon FD, the seasonal anime Jonin of the Green Clan, and I'm here to talk about my favorite moment in Dragon Ball Z. Now, as you probably know, we're gonna have some pretty serious moments that people will talk about for their favorite moments in Dragon Ball, but mine is really not serious at all, actually. Mine actually comes from the Majin Buu saga. The moment that I remember most from a kid was something that really scared me, to be honest. I was horrified, but I couldn't take my eyes off it. And that is when Majin Buu ended up turning Gogeta into a piece of chocolate. Yes, that is my favorite moment. Seeing him, Vegeta, or whatever, I can't remember, but basically seeing him turn into a piece of chocolate and still beating up Buu after Buu had done, you know, and absorbed all these people, I just couldn't stop watching. I was just amazed that even no arms and legs, he was still able to beat up Buu to such an extent as a piece of round chocolate. And not only that, the moment I remember most from that, though, is when they ended up going for Boo's head. You know, how he had that little curl on his head. They basically went through that. As a kid, that really horrified me. But while my moment was really not that serious, this is one of the things that I remember the most from the Dragon Ball universe. Although it is pretty stupid compared to a lot of the other stuff that did happen in Dragon Ball. You know, from the Cell Saga, you know, Vegeta sacrificing himself and all that. I still like this moment, and I remember it the most. So, I'm going to go ahead and get out of your hair for now, and let's go on to the next Green Crown member.